Hello, my name is Bob Cobley, and I'm the owner of Spectrum Lasers. I'm going to do a short little demo to show you about our lasers and what we believe to be the best lasers in the world. So I'm going to screen share and quickly do this. Um, okay, I hope you can see that. Um, we have two brand new lasers which we feel are pretty revolutionary lasers. And you won't find any lasers like this anyplace. We have an S-1, which is a 980, and an S-3, which is a 980, a 450, and a 650 nanometers. So that's three separate lasers in one. A little bit, all lasers are not the same. Almost every laser you're going to find, or maybe every laser you're going to find, has these snap-on tips that cost $10 a piece. We don't have that. We have a 10-foot long fiber, and you trim off 3 millimeters per patient. So that fiber is good for 800 patients. It costs $300. With the tips, 800 patients costs $8,000. Now, also, these tips, I can buy those tips for 40 cents a piece. I'd buy a whole lot of them, sell them for $10. Um, but the problem is they don't work that well. Connection has to be perfect, and they aren't. They probably cost 5 cents to make. So we elected many years ago, just we're not going to go that route. Frustration, the doctors. Also, I had a doctor recently. He said, "Yeah, he had a different kind of laser," and he says, "Yeah, I use my laser twice a day, every day." I said, "Okay, how many days are you open?" He said, 192. We did the math. That's 308, $3,800 a year on tips. I mean, we don't have that. You're going to spend, you total it up, it's probably your cost with our laser 400 times a year, $150. So way less money than all other lasers. We have no maintenance required at all. The important thing about a 980 is that it's 30 times more attracted to water than an 810. Your tissue is something like 85% water. So 980 it's not really new. We switched to 980 in 2010, but some lasers are still 810. You don't want those. Okay, our 980. This is a brand new 980. Our other 980 we had since 2006. So that's, what is that, 18 years? Um, and we improved it several times. And our most recent one was a 3-watt pulse amplitude. Our new laser is a 10-watt pulse amplitude. So it's 3 times faster. This is smooth and fast and really well cutting. Our lasers are the only lasers developed for orthodontists. That's our focus. These are small, they're portable, they're all science-based. So let's say a cuspid exposure like this, very typical. With our laser, this takes about 20 seconds. Some lasers, 5 minutes. So in our training, I go over exactly how you do this. This one here is maybe a little bit thicker. This probably takes 30 seconds, but really easy, straightforward. Nothing can really go wrong. We want to be attached tissue, but little access gingivectomies for better bracket placement. Really simple and easy. And of course, those are with topical only. Here's how our laser cuts. Yeah. They're nice and smooth. Okay, after we've done several of these simple little exposures and things, and again, we go over this in training, then we're going to graduate to what Dr. Pitts calls the wow factor, which is this. In the Pitts Masters, which I'm part of, we talk about this. The braces come off on the left, and that's not what we want. We want on the right. So we need to let this patient know, preferably before the appointment, the debonding appointment, so they're not disappointed the braces come off. They're not finished yet. So we let them know that we're going to use a special laser and a little numbing jelly, and we're going to shape your gum tissue and make it look like this. And we have many cases you can copy and paste until you have your own to show the patient what we're going to do. And then also we recommend in a new patient exam, the type where they might be going to 2 or 3 different offices to figure out who's going to do their treatment, show them this. Let them know that we do this here in our office. We're not going to send you the periodontist for $3,000 to $5,000 to have this done. Here's a very happy mom.
Laser contouring by Dr. Frost, and it was just amazing. I cannot believe it. I am stunned at how much better his smile is. When he got his braces off, it was a little bit of a letdown because I couldn't believe how small his teeth were, and I am just amazed at how his smile looks today. It's a different smile completely.
So she was disappointed, but if you have a laser and our laser, they're not going to be disappointed because we're going to adjust the gum tissue. Now, how do you do these cases? Again, in training, I go over it in depth, but I have everybody read this article by David Sarver, who's one of our advocates, about what you want the teeth to look like when you're finished, height to width ratios. We're going to measure in the sulcus. We want to leave 1 millimeter of pocket when we're finished. If we do that, we're not violating biological width, and the tissue will stay exactly where you trim it, because the necrosis zone is only about 4 microns, where something like electrosurge, it's like 4,000 or 5,000, and it's unpredictable results. But with our laser, it's totally predictable. This kind of thing here, first we're going to debulk the papillas, and then we're going to go shape our gum tissue, starting at the center, just make them symmetrical. Again, I go over this later. Then we clean this up with the hydrogen peroxide and a toothbrush. No discomfort at all. They're healed in about 3 days. Here is, talk about black triangles. Look at this, nice and smooth. Suction right up there close.
And I'm very careful not to go into the papilla. I'm not taking where the height or the length of the papilla. I stop before I do that. Otherwise, you'll create a thicker spot.
Here is thinning some tissue. Now, I have other videos, of course, in training we show, but
We're just a little bit thick right here, so I'm just going to do a little bit of cross section. Thin this tissue out. Stop.
Now, there are different ways to do that, which we'll go over. Very nice case by Sue Frost. Beautiful result. David Sarver. I mean, if you look at this on the top left, I mean, orthodontically, it might be perfect, but it's really not a nice smile until he shaped the gum tissue. Now it's beautiful. Dwight Fry in Chicago. On top, if he didn't have a laser, he'd be finished. Now he thinned down the tissue. Looks beautiful. Now notice the papillas are not completely thinned, but they heal beautifully anyway. Todd Bovenizer, little go over them short little teeth, made them longer, nicer. Trevor Nichols, same thing, looks kind of gummy. Mid-treatment, we just need access. Vince Santucci in Wichita, really nice result. He hasn't had his laser very long, and he uses it all the time. He told me he did 150 cases last year. By the way, he charges $500. He figures that's a fair amount. It does take him 15 or 20 minutes, and you're not pricing the patients out. And so, 150 cases, it's $75,000. But more importantly, 150 cases that are better, a lot nicer results. Nathan Hansen, another young doctor, really nice. Another Nathan. Seth Lucas, really nice. Now I'll talk about our 450 wavelength. On the left here, we would probably, if you had the S-3, you'd use your 450 to thin that bulk tissue. Same thing here. And then you'd use a 980 for the precision. This is a resident, so not a very experienced doctor, but that's a beautiful result. Trevor Nichols is really, really good. And one of the reasons he's really good is that he does so many of them. I think he said something like 250 last year. But with our laser, see how precise that is. Really clean, very precise. Same thing here. It heals beautifully. There's no discomfort. Again, topical only. Wasim Boussid from Algeria, maybe you know of him. He does a lot of these gummy smile cases that take a lot of work and a lot of time. And then he gets done and he's got this on the top. Well, he doesn't want that. He wants long, beautiful teeth. So he recontours every case. He sent me this on the left and I looked at it and that, wow, the teeth don't look lined up. Well, the teeth were lined up. It's just the tissue. You just shape the tissue and that's what it is on the right. And then this kind of thing. I mean, you all see this. Gummy Smile. Dr. Frost has a Gummy Smile course twice a year in Arizona. Well, this is, of course, done with TADs and everything, but the finishing touches with the laser. Not only gummy, but canted.
Hi, I'm Dr. Trevor Nichols, and I practice in Mesa, Arizona, alongside the infamous Dr. Stuart Frost. I'm a young orthodontist like many of you, and I love doing laser gingivectomies. The reason I love laser gingivectomies is because all the hard work that we do in our cases to create beautiful smile arc and wide, nice, beautiful smiles, if we don't show the teeth off and they have improper heights and transitions of the gum line, it leads to distractions in the smile that aren't aesthetic. Gingivectomy is a really simple and easy way to take a case from great to amazing. We use this Spectralase in our practice, and this laser is so efficient, comfortable for patients, and really, really just the best laser on the market to get the job done. I encourage each of you to spend some time looking at the Spectralase and finding out what it can do to help make sure you show off the hard work that you're doing and the amazing orthodontist that you are. Finally, I would just say many orthodontists are worried about the time that it takes, the doctor time, to do the gingivectomies. And all I'm going to say to that is you can't afford to not do gingivectomies in your practice because this is your brand, this is your reputation, and this is the smile that the patients deserve. Let them show it off, show off those teeth and tissues, and get out there and do some lasering. All right.
All right. Now, I go over this in training, but you can bill the dental insurance and you'll collect something about $300 per exposure and about $300 per quadrant for recontouring. I get into that in detail. Now, the S-3, this is what's revolutionary. 3 lasers in one. Now, there are some other lasers that are 2 lasers in one, but both wavelengths do the same thing. These totally different wavelengths. So it's like 3 totally different lasers. 980 is for precision. 450 is for bulk hyperplasia reduction, and a 650 for pain relief caused by orthodontic adjustments. So this kind of case here, Stuart Frost, he said, yeah, this would normally take him about 45 minutes with a 980. He did this in 12 minutes. So what you do is you use your 450 and you debulk all those that thick hyperplasia. Then you press the button, go to 980 and do the margins. And that's it. This took him 12 minutes. That's pretty fast. He does a lot of these. So maybe it takes you 15 or 20 instead of 45 minutes. Now, this kind of case here, I mean, these, you see some of these, unfortunately, and you've got to do something about it. Of course, you could refer it to the periodontist. Like years ago, David Sarver told me he'd just refer them, but they never got it done. So, so this kind of case here, 450, we're going to debulk it. Probably take maybe 10 minutes to debulk that whole thing. Then press the button and go to 980, do the recontour the whole thing, and this is maybe 20 minutes. Opposed to this could take even an hour with a 980, with the best 980 in the world, which is ours. If it's really inferior 980, it can take longer than that. Or I don't think you even want to do it. Now, Dr. Frost says this is kind of like electrosurge. He used to use electrosurge before his 550. Electrosurge to debulk, but this is like electrosurge without the pain, without the danger. So I'm going to play this. Oh, I guess I'm not going to play that. Does it play? Here we
All
go.
right, I'm gonna demonstrate how quickly this 450 wavelength cuts. Now, there's a green filter on the camera, and I have the glasses on. It's a very bright beam, so I hope you can see it. But with my glasses, I can see it just fine. I'm out of contact about, a millimeter away, similar to a CO2 laser. And I'm going along, and right now, I don't have a timer on, but I think this is maybe 20 seconds. And I'm probably 3 millimeters easy. So you could see how quickly I could do a frenectomy, really quickly, for hyperplasia. That's the main thing here that we want to do. If you actually touch the tissue, your tip is going to glow, and then you want to kind of wipe it off. Now, and
Okay, see how fast that is. Damien Fisher in Georgia, he sees a lot of these. I'm sure, I mean, a lot of you're orthodontist, you see hyperplasia. Now, here is a case where it's thick and fibrous tissue, and we're not doing this for cosmetic reasons. He's doing this because he moves his brackets higher. This is how we would do it with the 980. You can do it. It's just takes a while. Now, also, the thing that really takes a while for recontouring to finish the case is to debulk the papillas. Probably quicker to excise this piece than it is to debulk. That's how we would do that. And this is Dr. Pitts with UNLV residents with the 980. The 450. Let's see, what is it? That Stuart Frost says it's three times faster. The 450, 3 times faster than a 980.
okay, now we need to do a that. Right there on the
There you go. If you give injections, you could do this kind of thing, a palatal exposure. So it's Errol Yim out on the Big Island. This probably took about 10 minutes. But the 450 minute, maybe 2. This kind of thing here, and a perculectomy. Perculectomy like this, I would recommend an injection, because topical you can do it, but once it gets deeper, they're going to feel it, and you're going to have to stop or reapply. But yeah, this was what I don't know why there is some bleeding here. There shouldn't be. But yeah, this probably took 2 minutes. I'm not going to show this. Okay, but frenectomies, other kind of frenectomies like this. This is something sort of new. Patient comes in and has this pigmented line and wants that removed. So you take your laser, in this case, it'd be 980, set it pretty low, about 1 watt. And Dr. Nichols said he just kind of shaved off that pigment. And I said, well, how deep did you go? He went as deep as a pigment and just shaved it off. And about 3 days, it healed like this. And it's, again, topical only, a big improvement for this patient. The 650, how it works, it's this particular wavelength, and there's a lot of science behind this, excites the mitochondrium, and it is for healing and pain reduction. Now, Dr. Frost, we worked with Propel some years ago. We were working on an acceleration laser. It really didn't work, but we had the pain management laser as part of it. And he said, well, the acceleration is not working, but the pain management is. He said that most of his patients were seeing 50 to 100% relief for about 3 days. And it takes about 20 seconds per quad, so 4. And there's no heat at all. So you put a sleeve on this, and you'd use it when you know there's going to be discomfort from your adjustment. This particular photo was Dr. Chad. He's from South Carolina. Chadwell. He did something with Frost where he had a palatal expander, and he's in his upper 40s, maybe even 50 years old, and there was some pain. So I happened to be in the office, and we used the pain reduction laser, and it relieved his discomfort from this expander. So this is one of the 3 lasers. Comes with a special tip. It works. Now, there's a gray area if the assistants could do this, because there's no heat, and you could actually touch the teeth if you want, but it's like a curing light. That now, here's my contact information. I probably sent this to you in an email, so you have it. But just kind of short little demo, and I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration, and hope it helped. So thank you very much.